Today on Pickler Ben, actress Alison Sweeney.
I got shot. I was on death row.
I hate when that happens.
In honor of Alison's Hallmark Mystery Show.
Law and Order, P&B.
Inspector Gadget. Magnum PI. We both win.
Then,
Stop it right now.
modern, cost-effective solutions to your fashion woes.
If you like scuff up your heel, you can fix it.
Look at that.
And good news from Chef Danielle.
Yes.
A warm and comforting family favorite
You can do
awaits.
this on a weeknight.
That's so good.
Yeah, I'm a good cook.
To season
Cheers.
2.
Oh gosh!
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all for being with us.
Welcome, Pickler Ben.
today.
Appreciate the applause. Thank you so much. All right, let's get down to business. So I love hanging out with Kellie. It's so much fun.
Don't you?
We do it. We go to dinner most nights. We hang out with your husband. We always talk about what a wonderful time we have. There is one thing that I will never do again with Kellie. I've done it twice.
What?
Never do again. I will never fly on an airplane with
Oh,
Kellie.
you will.
Kellie makes up her own rules in every way, shape, and form when it comes to flying. So
I try to make it fun.
it's so fun. So
I love to fly.
So we had to go to the airport once, and we were late, of course. So we're extremely late, and I like to be on time for everything. I get very nervous. I don't like to fly. It's like I'm very anxious about it. So I want to be there. I want to settle in. The flight takes off at like 4. It's now like 4:05, and we're still walking to the airplane.
Well, I was in stilettos.
That's her excuse. She was in stilettos. So I'm running. So I'm 100 yards in front of Kellie, and she's back.
You're not really, like, your steps are a lot,
They're pretty long.
they're a lot bigger than mine.
She's Peggy Bundying through the airport, like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, Kellie, come on. She's like, I just want to go to Sunglass Hut for a second. I want to pick up some sunglasses. I'm like,
love
no, Kellie,
sunglasses.
the airplane's going to take off. So I run to the airplane. I get on the plane. Everyone's looking at me like, this is the guy who was keeping us this entire time. Kellie gets on the plane 15 minutes later, and everyone's like, oh, Kellie Pickler! Oh my gosh! It's amazing. She's in the cockpit with the pilots. They're taking pictures together. She's got the hat on. They're so excited to see her.
I flew the plane.
She flew the plane. It was
I didn't
amazing.
fly the plane. They wouldn't let me.
They instantly went from mad to so excited. So we're sitting there, and we're on the plane.
Uh-huh.
And I learned that Kellie has a couple eccentricities when she flies. When we're taking off, she goes,
I remember the very first time I flew, I was 19 when I did Idol. I'd never been on an airplane before, and I feel like we can never lose that excitement. You know, that childlike excitement. And so I'm excited. It's like a roller coaster ride every time.
So we take off, she goes, we. So.
Is that how I said it?
We. We have turbulence, and Kellie goes,
I was trying to make everybody else comfortable.
So, yeah, so she did this twice. Take off, we, turbulence, we. The guys in front of us go like this to me.
Yeah, they gave Ben the stink eye.
They were so mad at me, they thought I was the one going.
I totally blamed it on him, too.
The high-pitched Southern voice, yeah, that's my voice, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I fell asleep, and I woke up to her taking a selfie with me with her pen up my nose.
I have a pen that has, like, a little flashlight on it.
Yeah.
And so I'm, like, trying to stick the flashlight up Ben's nose and take a picture.
We landed safe.
Yeah.
We landed safe, and it was successful, but I warn you now. You usually talk to people on the plane. You make friends on the plane.
Every time, every flight.
I can see how. People are just attracted. They hate me. They love you. But as someone who's anxious to fly, you truly made it a worse experience than I ever thought it would be. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
I try.
Oh, my God. Terrifying. Whee! Everybody's like...
Everybody, audience, hold your hands up and go, don't you feel so happy? Right? Yeah.
I was sweating bullets. I'll be the guy. I'll be the guy. Sorry, it's her. It was her. Kellie Pickler, amazing. I love you.
According to the FAA, 2.6 million people fly each day. That's a lot of people, and not all of them have the best airplane etiquette.
Well, our team found some very interesting photos taken by passengers.
Check this out from the Instagram account, Passenger Shaming.
That's a cup of ramen noodles stuffed into the back.
Now that's rude.
Yeah, that's just gross.
That's mean.
Let's see this next photo here. This is another one right here.
Let's see.
Ew.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's giving birth to a TV.
Remember I asked one of our producers, Julie, I said, that's not my feet, is it? Because I've been guilty of that.
Because you're tall enough to do that. You can be perfect
Short
height
enough.
for that.
I can fit in the overhead bin.
I I never put my seat back. I feel bad for the guy behind me. A guy actually came up to me. He's like, do you mind just don't put your seat back because I have really bad knees. I'm like, sir, I will never put my seat back because I just feel like you're so crammed in there. I don't want to hurt the person behind me.
Yeah, you're so considerate.
I know. I'm so nice.
What a good boy you are, Ben.
No applause. It's fine.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about what's on today's show.
She's an Emmy-nominated actress, TV personality, author, director, and producer. We first met her on Days of Our Lives and loved her as host of The Biggest Loser. She's here to talk about her latest project. It's Alison Sweeney.
Plus, she's all about family-driven comfort food. Danielle Kartes is back showing us how to make classic New England clam chowder.
And ever dream of owning a cozy cabin in the woods? Get ready to be inspired. The stars of DIY's Maine Cabin Masters are here with some beautiful before and afters.
And the founder of the popular blog, Modern Day Girlfriend, ARIANNA THOMPOLOUS, is showing us how to make old shoes new again.
But first on our show, we love looking at design trends and seeing how people live. Last year, tiny houses were all the rage. This year, it's all about the yurt.
Yeah, yurt up. Our next guests are an adventure-loving couple who traded in their traditional digs for yurt living.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Kellie.
And welcome to the yurt.
So when you live in a circle, you have everything in one place. Starting at the front, we got our jackets and shoes, our toys, our fishing, camping, climbing gear. Just to the right, this is gonna be our bathroom and our closet, toilet, tub, everything you need. Right above in our loft is gonna be our bed, and we get to look up out of our skylight right above us, which is pretty amazing. And then just around the corner is our kitchen. We got mini fridge, we got toaster oven, coffee maker, everything you need to make a kitchen functional. And right in front, we're gonna step into the living room. And this is where we spend most of our time, hanging out, eating dinner, watching TV, Netflix, whatever it may be. Summertime, we get to open all of our windows, get a good cross breeze. But this is living in a circle, yurt life.
Yurt life. Please welcome Kellie, Pete, and their dog Roxy, Skyping from Durango, Colorado. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
How are we doing?
Roxy.
Oh, we're
What's
great.
up? We're good.
I guess my first question is, why?
Why? That is typically everybody's first question. Why and what?
Yes.
Pete and I just kind of have always kind of lived unconventionally in our adult lives, and we didn't find the yurt found us, is how I'd like to call it. Before, Pete, if you want to talk about how we
we were
came to
in
this.
2016. We were both in Central America separately. We hadn't known each other, working for nonprofits, and a mutual friend kind of connected us and was like, "You guys would really like each other. You should probably get in touch." So we did, and when we got back to the States, Kellie was going to Africa to work on her nonprofit in Kenya and invited me along because I volunteer photography and design with nonprofits a lot. And we spent a month in Africa, fell in love and got back, and we're like, what do we do now?
Now what? So from the hammock to going back to LA was a big extreme change. And I got a nursing job in Durango, Colorado, and thought, well, where can we live? And it was a hassle finding a place to live until on Craigslist, a yurt popped up.
What do you love about living in a yurt?
So much. So the yurt is super magical. We're so in tune with nature. It's really amazing. You can literally hear like the crickets chirping outside.
Right.
And you can hear the coyotes or whatever
Every
animals.
drop of water when it rains, the wind. You feel like you're
One
almost
with
outside. And we
nature.
both talked about trying to perma-camp. We love camping. We love being in tents. And this is probably the closest thing you can get to feeling the security of a home, and at the same time, you feel like you're out in the wild camping.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How has this living experience impacted your relationship?
Well, Pete and I, we had kind of a very interesting start to our relationship. It really started in Africa, and I was like, this is my nonprofit. Come work with me. And then I was like, oh, I love you. Let's move in together. And so we did.
Let's
and
get a
we
yurt.
moved to Colorado in this yurt. So we didn't know a lot about one another, but being here has been absolutely amazing. I mean, it was just fast track, but so raw and vulnerable because you don't have the privacy. It's so intimate.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so that's been really cool as far as it's been a really good change.
Yeah. And I think,
Absolutely.
living in a yurt, a place with no walls, does a lot for a relationship. It's forced us to talk about a lot more. You can't run away from an argument. There is no hiding anywhere. We always see each other. So
can you move up? Can you up and move the yurt if you wanted to go someplace else, or do you have to completely?
No, it's stationary. It's on a cement foundation.
Oh, okay.
And it stays. Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you, Kellie and Pete.
Thank y'all.
So
Thank y'all so
Thanks
much.
you guys. It's
Happy
been awesome.
yurting.
Thank you.
Coming up, Days of Our Lives soap opera fan favorite Alison Sweeney sits down to chat with us about her new project.
Yeah.
Our next guest is best known for her role as Sammy Brady on the long-running daytime soap opera Days of Our Lives, and as host of NBC's mega hit, The Biggest Loser.
She's a producer, Emmy-nominated actress, author, and popular television host.
She recently co-created her first film series, Chronicle Mysteries for Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Please welcome Alison Sweeney.
How are you?
So beautiful. So nice to see you.
Nobody loves my dress. Nobody loves my dress.
I love it. Yeah.
Just the
okay.
truth. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you were just 16 years old when you joined Days of Our Lives.
I know, it feels like a lifetime ago, but yes.
So you had to be juggling school.
Yes, I went to school at the same time. I had, oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I had a school teacher on set, and there were like times I had to go back to the classroom in between scenes. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Man. Do you remember your audition?
I do. I remember my audition so clearly. I used to tease the stage manager about it all the time because when I had the audition, I was so nervous, and I was a fan of Days before I got the job.
Right.
So I was meeting Patrick Muldoon for the first time in the scene, and I was bright red. I mean, I was so embarrassed and blushing and nervous. And the stage manager said to me backstage, "Don't forget to close the door." Oh. And I'm like, "What? I closed the door? What are you talking about? I can hardly keep."
Don't improvise.
Straight. Don't. Yeah, exactly. I was so nervous, and but I guess it worked out for me. I got the job.
Were you always the villain? Because you were kind of a villain on Days, right? Did you start off being a villain?
Yeah, I think sort of from the get-go, I was a villain for many years. I suppose that's debatable. I don't think
that's a villainous face right there.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's pretty fierce.
You know, complicated lady.
Complicated person.
But then, so maybe like 15 years of playing a villain, and then after that, I became a hero in my mind.
And you went to prom with one of your co-stars, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
I love this.
Brian Datillo and I sort of started the show at the same time. We were good friends. And I was going to school, but I didn't have an opportunity to like meet guys at school. So when I had the prom,
you were a working woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you
I
were
was
working.
busy. We had a good time.
And you spent so many years on Days. Do you ever get to a point, I mean, they have such creative ways of killing off characters. You ever like, I kind of want to get killed off in a really crazy way?
I did get almost killed off many times. I got shot at multiple occasions. I walked through the tunnel of light. I was almost executed. I was on death row for a murder.
I hate when that happens.
I know. It was so upsetting.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I had very near-death experiences, but not as many near-death experiences as I had almost marriage experiences.
Right.
I was almost married like 16 times. So. But it's so fun. I mean, for me, I was a huge fan of Days. I still am a fan of Days, and I love the daytime audience. I think they're just a wonderful group of loyal people who care so much about those characters. So yeah, well, I should be thanking you.
We have something in common. I suppose we both love the murder, mystery, thriller, crime.
Yes.
Yeah, we love that.
I am a huge fan. So I've always been obsessed with, you know, solving the crime. You watch the show and you're like looking for the clues along with them. So I love it.
It was like work research for you, though, because you're getting shot so many times.
Right. Well, it's actually more research for my new series because Chronicle Mysteries is a mystery
new
series.
project.
It's my new project, and my character is a podcaster, so that sort of blends together the two obsessions I have. Yeah. And I just really loved the idea of bringing it to Hallmark and sort of making a character out of something I love in real life.
Let's actually take a look at a clip from Chronicle Mysteries.
We'll explore all of those questions, especially the possibility of foul play, and some surprising discoveries I've made on the next episode of Recovered.
It was a mess. That's all, just busy.
Did you hear that?
I'm not sure what you think is there.
Courtney was rattled. She obviously remembered something big about what happened the night that Gina disappeared. She was just sitting there, and then she looks like she's seen a ghost, and then she tells me she doesn't have enough time to talk to me. She hustles me out the door, and the next night she's dead. I just think that's too big a coincidence.
Miss McPherson, coincidences happen all the time in real life.
I believe the cases are connected. Captain Mullen from the fire department suspects arson.
Well, if that's in his report, then we'll look into it, but as of right now, we just don't have a crime here. In either case.
He's the killer. He's the killer, without doubt.
Oh, yeah.
He did it. So when you're not working on the 7,000 projects that you're working on, how do you unwind? I hear you're a big fan of wine.
How do you unwind?
You have a feature in your home that is intriguing.
Oh, you're just, yeah, it's one of the highlights of our house. My husband, very generously, I do love good wine.
Right.
And it's hard to, oh, there you go.
Good red.
I love a good red, but you know, you have to protect the wine. You can't just drink the whole bottle. I mean, as much as one might like to, you want to save the bottle for the next day. And so my husband got me, he made me my own wine tap.
Your own wine tap. That's
like you have a keg of wine in your house?
No, so like it's just with the bottle, but he invented this thing with argon gas, and it comes through into our bar, and I can put it in the wine bottle, and then I just have a little spigot, and I can
like a little tap.
Yeah, a little tap for a little
That is
wine. Oh, I want a little
and
more.
you enjoy horseback riding as well. Another thing we have in common.
I love riding. I didn't know you ride.
I love it. I haven't been in forever, but I do enjoy horses.
I love horses so much, and it's just a part of your life,
Yeah.
right? So I grew up riding when I was a little kid, and that's my horse, Cabby. I grew up riding horses. My mom still rides, and now my daughter rides ponies, so it's very much a family. Oh, that's me. My mom put me up there before helmets were a thing.
What's your daughter's name?
And my daughter's name is Megan, and we ride together. So.
That's great.
And you love cooking?
I do cook a
Now
lot.
that we don't have in common.
Okay, well, I'm happy to win you over.
I'm more of the sous chef, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a Postmate.
Or the cleaner. Yes, I am.
So I love cooking, and I was terrible at it. When I first got married, I literally burned popcorn in the microwave and almost set the house on fire. But I started watching the Food Network, and if you've never watched Emeril Lagasse, he's so awesome and funny, and he just makes you think like, I can do that. Like, he just makes it so relatable. And so I just started thinking like, well, okay, it doesn't have to, I don't have to say chiffonade. I could just like, you know, chop something up. And the next thing you know, I got really into it. I love cooking. I do all the things, you know, and get fancy with it. And I include my kids in the cooking.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
That way it really is still family time. Like, they help me cook, and I can trick them, don't let them watch this, I can trick them into eating their vegetables because they made it.
Yes.
Oh,
Like, if they did that part, they're like,
pride
well,
over it.
yeah, totally.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really works.
Absolutely. All right, y'all stay tuned. Alison Sweeney is sticking around. We're back with Alison Sweeney, who has a new mystery film series on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Since Alison and Kellie are so passionate about true crime and mysteries, they're going head-to-head in a little game we're calling Law and Order P&B. We'll show cast members of famous television crime dramas, and whoever rings the bell and says the correct name of the TV show first wins.
Whoa, that is intense.
All right, ladies, here we go.
All right.
Here's your first picture. Ready? And you have to ring it. Go. Oh.
I don't, what was the question? Chips.
That is correct. It is chips. Yeah.
Wait, were you supposed to ask your question?
No,
I feel like
we're
I
just going to
missed
show
that.
the picture, and then you have to say who it is. You ring the bell.
Okay,
Wait till I call your name.
Oh, good. I'm good. Okay.
All right, ready? Here's your next photo.
I know this one. I used to watch this with my grandma, Murder, She Wrote.
That is correct.
Yes.
I heard myself on the bell.
Here's your next picture. Ooh, Alison.
Inspector Gadget.
That is correct. Inspector Gadget
Ooh,
had
that
a
was
rough day.
tough one.
Yeah, it was really hard. All right, ready? Here's your next one.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh,
yes. My
That
sister's
is
favorite
correct.
show.
All right, next picture.
Miami Vice.
That is,
Right, yep.
Somebody had a Don Johnson
She's
thing.
too young to know Miami.
Somebody had a Don Johnson thing.
Totally.
Somebody said Miami Vice.
Yeah, I knew that one. The
Next
pink
one.
T-shirt gave it away.
Here's your next photo. Ooh.
Magnum PI, but you don't see short shorts.
I know, you gotta see his little shorts and
butt.
Hawaiian shirt. Okay, here's your next photo. Okay, Kellie, we'll give it to Kellie at the time. We'll give it to Kellie.
I know that.
Way too excited about it. Kellie gets it, Matlock. My gosh.
I remember watching Matlock, Murder, She Wrote with my granny.
Aww.
This is your wheelhouse right here. Okay, see if you know the next one. Here's your next photo.
Okay.
Whoa.
nice.
Oh. NYPD Blue.
That is correct, NYPD
Oh my gosh.
It was the 90s, apparently.
That was a little late for me.
Yeah.
That's sort of past my prime.
Okay, here we go. Here's your next photo. So much for calling on you before you answer.
You, Ben.
I know.
I get excited.
You got very excited. That was very exciting. Okay, here's your next one.
Oh.
Oh.
Unsolved Mysteries! Yes, Unsolved
I'm so much
Mysteries.
of a rule follower. I feel like I can't shout it out.
I don't even know who got that one, so we're just gonna give that one to
You
both of
can
you.
have it. You're the guest. You get it.
All right, here's your next one.
That's a true life one. Yeah. Okay.
Bonus points if you can name the actress, too.
Oh, I know the actress, Marissa.
Who is it?
Right? And
That was not her name.
Can we use a lifeline?
You said Marissa Harden.
Well, I didn't know her last name. Marissa something.
Who's under the sheet?
All right, I'm gonna go with Law and Order SVU.
That is correct.
That's very fun.
Next picture. Just click it, Kellie.
Oh my gosh, I know this. Oh, Dexter.
That is correct.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Is that John Lithgow? Was he in
That was John
Dexter?
Lithgow. I did not know he was in Lithgow and Dexter either. All right, so the points off. If we're gonna give Kellie points, you guys know what? You tied because our guests are always winners.
You won, fair.
You know, we gotta figure it out. So
We both win.
thank you very much for playing Law and Order P&B.
That was good.
Thank
Ooh,
you
a
very
zoom
much.
in too.
So natural. It was really natural.
very good.
You can catch Alison's series, Chronicle Mysteries, on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, February 17th, 24th, and March 3rd.
Wait, let me make sure people know it's 3 original movies.
3 different movies.
Yes, 3 different movies. Sunday nights.
3 different movies.
Coming up, cookbook author Danielle Kartes shows us how to make a New England classic.
We should have a sound effect in all shows,
Yeah,
I think.
I like the bell.
Yeah, that would yeah. Just finger on the
I
button.
was like, oh, what is that?
Well done.
Our next guest is a cookbook author, blogger, food stylist, and busy mom of 2.
Please welcome back the author of Rustic, Joyful Food Generations, Danielle Kartes.
Yes! Thank you so much.
We're so happy to have you back.
Oh my gosh, you got you.
Give it to me. Awkward side hug.
That just happened.
We're practicing our hugs in the
It's
commercial.
important. It's important.
Yeah.
What's new since the last time we saw you?
Okay, do you remember how we talked about how I self-published?
Yep.
But we got picked up by an incredible publisher.
Yeah?
And so, yes. The neatest thing about this is it doesn't really happen where you get a publisher to come by and say, hey, you're super special. We want both of your books from the last 5 years, and we want to re-put them out to the world.
That is so great.
So we're working on a tour for, yes, I feel so blessed. Like, this is incredible.
Right.
Such a huge opportunity for our family. And the book's going everywhere. Everywhere books are sold.
And you're
so I
working
won't
on
have
a
to
tour?
I'm working on a tour. So September will start. We're going to re-release our first book. And then we're going to, this book that we're working out of today, we're actually going to be re-releasing that one next February.
Awesome.
Then our 3rd book's coming out in May.
That's wonderful.
So we're so excited. We're so excited.
It's a testament to your ambition because you went, like, you self-published.
Yeah.
But it's your food's great and your personality is so wonderful. So people are just like, I don't know why they wouldn't want to publish your book.
Thank you. That makes me feel really good because we've been hustling for a long time. And sometimes you get tired, but you know what? You just cannot give up. You just have to learn how to rest.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really
You
important.
gotta hold on to that passion and never, like you said, never give up.
And then it starts to take off.
Right.
Definitely.
And here we go. Okay, so here
What
we
are we
also
making
go.
today?
Clam chowder. Do you like clam chowder?
I love clam chowder.
Best.
Love,
Yes.
and our kids love clam chowder. I mean, we just love this. Okay, so I want you to stir. We're gonna get cooking here. And
So
this is easy.
this is bacon here?
This is bacon. It's already being rendered. And I feel like it's the best smell in the entire world.
It makes
bacon
dreams
and
come
onions.
true. Yeah.
Ben, pop those onions in there.
Okay.
All right.
Get them going.
Okay.
I love onions.
Yes.
So you want to sweat down and caramelize this, and then we're going to put in all those other fun things.
Okay.
So I want you to pop the tomatoes, the potatoes
What kind of
in.
potatoes are these? Just
Yeah,
regular?
Yukon Golds. These
Regular
are like
Yukon
the
Golds.
king
Potatoes
potato
in
for
there.
me.
Like the stew potato.
They're so good. Any potato works, but I like these gold little guys.
Me too.
Celery.
Celery.
Carrots.
Right.
Okay.
Get our little seasonings
Make them
going.
small. You want to make them
Yes.
small, right?
You want to make them small because you want it to all sort of cook at the same time.
Okay.
And this is fast. Like you can do this on a weeknight.
What do we got?
Salt, white pepper, thyme.
Nice.
Dried thyme.
Awesome.
Get everybody into the pot,
And a bay
then
leaf?
a little bay leaf. Yep, for some extra flavor. So here, if you look over here by the magic of television, I'm going to stir this little guy. Look at that. So this is what it looks like. And then we're going to make a roux. Who's familiar with making a roux?
We made one once.
Don't look at me.
We made a roux
Okay,
once, yeah.
this is awesome.
Recently, we made a roux.
Yes, isn't
I
that
still
kinda
don't
fun?
know how to do it.
Oh, yeah, it's my
And
favorite
what
hobby.
it is, it's just a thickener. So we're
Okay.
taking flour, we're going to put it into our beautiful veggie and bacon mixture.
Awesome.
And this, so we're going to pretend that we've cooked this for, 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Yep.
And you want all that powdery flour to completely go away.
Awesome.
And then we're going to add our chicken stock.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. We're making the whole soup here.
Nice.
Isn't that fun?
And then if you wanted to make it vegetarian, obviously you would just not use the bacon.
You would
and
not
then you
use
would use a vegetable broth.
Yeah, and then I would maybe skip the clams, and you would just have a really nice veggie chowder.
And you could have like that would be your pescatarian option with the clams.
Absolutely,
Have you ever
absolutely.
been clamming?
Yes.
Isn't it fun?
Yes. Okay, you guys.
You've never been, right?
I will never go.
Haven't lived until you dug a razor clam
so
out of the ocean.
I'm going to tell you something. Clamming involves going on an airplane with Kellie, and like I
Oh
said
my
at the
gosh,
beginning
look
of
at
the
you.
show,
And it could be so bad.
Is that you clamming
That's
right
me.
there?
That's called a clam gun. I'm not even joking.
How does it work? Or you
That's
just
my
scoop it
boy.
in? Oh,
Look
that's
at
cute.
that.
That's
So
really
cute.
cute.
Mr. Noah knows how to pick the clams
So what are you
out.
doing? Just dig in there and then the clams?
what a
Dig
beautiful
in, so
photo.
you actually stomp on the beach, then you like fill that little like air bubble hole. Then you put a little stomp on. If it's bubbling, there's a clam in there. And then you dig down and you have to go like this.
Just kind of
It's like
marry
the
it
clam
down in
dance.
the sand.
Yes. Yeah.
The
poor
clam
clam.
dance.
That clam's
it's the new
right-
trend.
Yeah,
with all
I know.
these
And I'm like, you're not
these
getting
days.
anywhere.
That clam
but
just
my
like,
bucket.
uh-oh, whoop.
I know. Then you pull this tube of sand out, and the clam just rights out.
Amazing.
Just falls out. These are razor clams.
Oh.
Razor clams.
Razor clams.
Like little gangsters, they have
Little
razor blades in front
razors.
of them.
I was always
Like
nervous.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
The Peaky Blinders
Right?
clams.
Right? Okay. So this will simmer for 30 minutes, and it's going to get nice and thick. And then what we're going to do, before it starts to simmer, we're going to add clams. These are not fresh razor clams.
Oh.
These are canned clams. But don't sleep on the canned clam. It's absolutely delicious. You want it. Don't be nervous.
With the juice, with the juice.
So the next thing we're going to do is add the cream. So we're pretending that this has been simmering. It's nice and thick, and we're going to add the heavy cream.
This thickens it up, right?
This thickens it up more. Well, more so just makes it taste good.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you left it, it would be fine.
Yeah.
But this is like your 5-star restaurant treatment for your chowder.
Right.
Awesome.
This makes it taste so good.
Do any of your dinners ever stink? Are they ever bad? I feel like everything you cook is fantastic.
Yes, because I'm a fantastic person. No. I mean, I have mishaps like everybody else.
You do?
Yes. And you know what? We're so normal. I mean, we hit the drive-thru and get chicken nuggets on busy nights, and then we have like incredible meals on other nights. And you'd be surprised. You think that my kids would love to eat everything that I cook, but Noah, I mean, sometimes I'll make the most amazing meal, and he'll cry for mac and cheese.
Well, he's probably used to it. That's why.
Yes, he's like,
cooking.
what? Polenta?
Yeah.
Like,
This
give me a
foie
noodle.
gras is not
Does he like to
This
cook with you?
He does love to cook with me, but this is the funny thing about Noah. He doesn't want to cook what I'm cooking. He wants a science experiment going next to me with all the ingredients that I'm using.
Oh,
And 9 times out of 10,
so cute.
there's a baby.
Sweet.
They're so cute.
Gosh.
That's Milo and Noah.
Milo.
So
There
sweet.
they are. They're so
Sweet.
cute.
I love it.
So yeah, he's like Mr. Mad Scientist in the kitchen.
At
And
least
then he
he's
wants
there
to
with
eat
you.
it. I know,
there
but
with you.
I think that that's good. I want him to get creative and like to cook.
Right.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right, tell us about the spread bowl.
Oh my gosh, so this is really fun. So this one's yours. That
Okay.
one's just our little veggie one.
All
There can be
right.
for Ben.
All right. there you
And
go,
here's a
Ben.
little parsley. We can put a little bit more on here.
What kind of bread is this?
This is just a sourdough bouli, so it's just a little bread bowl. And then you get to like rip it off.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's like very San Francisco.
It's like
you
a
know?
little hat. and
Yeah.
You take the little
It's so
top
good.
hat off.
Howdy.
And then another thing too, when you scoop all the little bits
Awesome.
out, you can save them. You can turn them into breadcrumbs. Isn't that good?
That is so good.
I'm a good cook.
Oh, yeah.
I'd publish your book.
Right? You know what?
I'd publish
We
your
should
book.
talk.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, Danielle.
Oh my gosh, you guys
Great
are
job.
seeing
This
the
is so
pleasure.
good. Love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Ah.
Awkward side hug.
Not side
Awkward
hug.
side hug.
I have crumbs now.
Awkward shoe, sorry.
Wardrobe. Oh, there we go.
Y'all be sure to pick up a copy of Rustic Joyful Food Generations.
Up next is the brother-sister duo of the hit DIY show, Maine Cabin Masters. Oh, this is amazing.
So good.
Unbelievable.
Next guest, home renovations are a family business.
Deep in the woods of Maine, they transform rundown and outdated vacation cabins into modern and chic retreats.
Please welcome from DIY Network's Maine Cabin Masters, Chase Morrill and Ashley Morrill-Eldridge.
Thank you for having us.
Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you. It's such a unique gig because you think like cabins, like people still live in cabins, but you guys make them like really cool looking.
We try to, absolutely.
It's always been, you know, something that our family's always done. I was in business. I had an antique shop before with my sister-in-law.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So we've always kind of been in the kind of remodeling, sort of home decorating business. And then this opportunity came about, and it's like, here we are.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love cabins.
Yeah.
I think they're so cozy, and I feel like they have a story to tell, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd love cabins if they weren't surrounded by woods.
You don't like woods? That's why
the insides are great. I know. The cabin's great. It's up when you open the door and you're like, oh, okay, I'm in the woods right now.
Let's take a look at Maine Cabin Masters.
Chase and I had a fun time. We went and made these lobster mat rugs.
I love
It's out of old lobster rope.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, no. Here, go on in.
Oh my goodness! Oh. The inside of the house is just
More
so
impressive.
opened up. We all fit. We have a place to sit and eat. The kitchen is beyond
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah, right.
Gorgeous.
It was better than the outside.
The floor. Oh.
Does it look a little different?
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
Does it look different?
I'm gonna cry.
Love it.
That was a really fun one.
What is it like when you get that type of reaction?
Amazing.
It's a
The
huge relief.
Best feeling,
I
yeah?
cry almost all the time.
Yeah.
And we're always nervous before we hand the camps back over because camps are so precious, and they hand us the keys, you know, kind of go over what they're looking for and walk away, and we have to take and transform these camps, but preserve what's important to them, make them more functional, and it's just, yeah, it's stressful.
Have you guys ever renovated a yurt?
We
You
have.
should ask.
You did, really?
In this upcoming season.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We actually did a yurt. We moved it from up on this hill over to this island. It was super, super
really?
cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Came
fun.
out
It was
really,
a lot of
really
work.
great.
But a lot of
What a
fun.
challenge, though, because you're so limited with space that you have to be creative in such a time. I mean, the cabins are not large. They're like, you know, a couple hundred square feet.
And that's
right?
where Ashley's design really comes into play. Because most of these camps are, you know, they're small. We're working on really tight budgets, but we're in beautiful spots. And Ashley, you know, comes in.
Yeah, I can come in and I take, you know, I like to find a piece that they have that I can upcycle.
Personalize it for them.
I mean, why throw something away that you could turn into something great?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, we did one camp down in, it's called Bunganut Creek. And it was an old clam shack. And they used to process clams. The boat would come in at high tide, and it sat vacant for over 30 years.
Wow. Is this it
This
here?
is it, yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if this had smell-o-vision, the smell was so bad. It had 2 inches of concrete, 2 inches of cork.
Yeah, you can see the concrete.
And just, we took out 11 tons of concrete
my
and just
goodness.
rubble, and it smelled so bad.
And you know, in this camp, just a fresh coat of paint can make such a huge difference in so many spaces. So you see, we just lightened up this
Which makes
space.
the room look larger, right?
And
The lighter
brighter
walls
and more
are.
welcoming.
And seals out a lot of those smells.
Do people have requests that you can't fulfill? Do they go through things like must-have items with you?
It's more what they want to preserve. You know, they'll say, okay, well, you know, we'll meet with them, talk what they want, get an idea of what's going to work for them, and we'll say, is there anything that's sacred? And it may be a board that's got all the kids' heights for, you know, generation after generation. There's like, don't touch that, or certain stuff like that that we try our best to honor.
Preserve and be respectful to, absolutely. And y'all made a table, correct, for a woman?
Yeah, well, we're walking down the driveway at one of these camps, and all of a sudden we saw this big, huge, large burl. And a burl is pretty much a growth on a tree.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So we
I
took
love
it
that.
in, sanded it down.
Yeah.
In the dirt, we brought it to my workshop, cleaned it up, and we're able to, you know, slice it off and turn it.
Do you have to treat the wood?
Yeah, we just oiled it.
Hold it
and
down.
then
A lot of
sealed it.
sanding.
Was it 4,000 pounds? How heavy was that?
It was heavy.
The two of us could lift it.
Oh.
You know, mostly.
The two of us
Could
probably
not
not.
lift it. No.
Now, talk us through this next cabin makeover.
So this is one from the burl on the outside. You know, I mean, it was pretty bad shape. A new deck, new siding, new
wow.
roof, landscaping, and we just come in and try and make it as usable as possible.
And now, these people really loved animals, so we put down, this was Chase's idea, to put down animal paw prints leading all through the cabin.
I love that.
I didn't love it at first, but it came out
I
great.
love it.
You know, it's a
I
great
think it's
idea.
great.
You could scare your guests and be like, oh, a bear walked in.
Yeah. The bear paw actually landed on the refrigerator.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. He was hungry. Very hungry.
Now, where does your inspiration come from? I know you like to personalize for your clients.
Yeah, I pretty much just go in and see what they have and what I have to work with, and then just try to incorporate their style, add a nice, some new touches. You know, we get a lot of our inspiration from the outside, from Maine, from nature.
Yeah, Maine's such a beautiful state. We all grew up
Beautiful.
there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's really personal to us, so we just try and, you know, pass that on to the camp owners.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
guys do a great job. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you very much for having us.
Good job. Absolutely. All right, you can watch new episodes of Maine Cabin Masters on DIY Network Monday nights at 9, 8 Central.
More Pickler and Ben next.
All right, our next guest is the creator of the blog, The Modern Day Girlfriend, where she covers everything from relationships to innovative DIYs.
Check out our time with ARIANNA THOMPOLOUS.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. We're happy to have you back.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about your blog.
Okay, so it's called The Modern Day Girlfriend, and it is a purposeful lifestyle blog. I say we all have a purpose. When we wake up in the morning, we all have a why. We just have to find it. And if we know what it is, we have to strengthen it. So I want The Modern Day Girlfriend to be a place where people come and they can be inspired or they strengthen their voice.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks, guys.
There's a lot of advice in your blog, or
There
is it
is.
kinda like
There is
DIY?
lifestyle advice and DIY, cooking.
And you're all about living your best life.
Yes, but also on a budget.
Yes.
So I'm going to show you a DIY in a little bit of how to make old shoes new again, so you don't have to go out, because there's so many like wonderful brands out there, but it's so expensive.
Definitely. I mean, you talk about relationships. Has there been, I don't know, the best relationship advice that's been given to you?
So there's been two. One was by my parents and one was by my grandmother. And the first one was by my parents that said, you don't have to look for somebody to complete you. You want somebody to complement your life.
Oh.
I love that, yes. That's so important.
Tell that to Tom Cruise and Sarah Maguire.
I know.
Well, that's a lot of pressure to put on someone.
It is.
You know,
and then
you have to
yes.
be whole.
You do.
On your own.
You do. And the second one is that my grandmother taught me that there is no greater love than the next greatest love in your life.
Oh, so. No greater love than the next greatest love in your life.
Your grandma was deep.
She was.
Sweet.
You talk about a lot of trends. What are some hot trends we can see right now?
Okay, so right now there is glitz and glam, but it's sparkly. There's also, have you seen the patches that are on shirts?
Yeah.
And on jackets that are like, but you probably have one in your closet right now.
Like the iron-on patches.
Yes.
Yes.
But also, like, they're on the back and they say best friend or partner in crime. Right. So there's that, but they also are now bringing that down to your shoes, which I don't know if you guys can see it. I can, like, pull it up this way.
Oh my gosh.
Or step this way.
Those are beautiful.
But these shoes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Do they have patches and stuff on your shoes?
Well, that's what I'm going to show you in a little bit.
And glitter on your shoes and
Glitter,
stuff, right?
that's a really big trend right now.
Stop
on
it
your
right
boots.
now. You just stop it right now. Get out of town.
I love those.
Amazing.
You are on trend.
Let me tell you something about these shoes. You click these shoes together, you end up in Miami Beach.
You're not just a regular dad. You're a cool dad.
I'm a cool dad. This is very comfortable. We should.
And you're going to show us how to do this,
yes.
right? Shall we?
Yes. Let's go do it.
I got trips between love and life.
We're all glittery right now. Look at
Ooh,
this.
I love that.
All right.
So this is going to be super easy. Again, on the Modern Day Girlfriend, I show you how to live life on a budget and make old shoes new again. Is this DIY? You can either put on like a glitter patch or these patches. So it's super, super simple. It'll take less than a minute. So what you want to do, and you cannot do it wrong. So go ahead, grab whatever one you want, and then
oh, there it goes.
Ooh,
All right.
pizza.
And then you just glue has a tendency to kind of smoosh out when you put it on something.
Pizza shoe.
So you just place it where you want, and let's just say you have a scuff on your heel, place it on that. And you really could have fun with it. You could make a pattern, or you could just free from. So you just keep going and you put them on wherever you see fit.
You know what's really great too is if you like scuff up your heel.
Yes.
And then you can fix it.
Yes.
Covering that up with this. That's what we did with those with mine.
Oh, you did?
Just got those and wore them to a wedding.
Oh no, did you get stuck in the grass?
And it was an outdoor wedding. Yes, I stepped in a landmine, a cow patty.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, and had to redo the whole heel. That's why they're all still there.
Well, yeah, you could do it any which way. You could do it with the patches, which is on trend, or also glitter is always a good bet. So I love what you did with those shoes. So you could just do whatever you want to do.
Never
I like
has there
your
been-
shoes.
Yeah, the weirdest compilation of things. We have a cactus, a Science Good Times, and a garden gnome all on one shoe. And then pizza fries.
How fun.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh gosh, let's see. Good times. Cactus, a garden gnome, French fries, pizza.
Doesn't get better than that, I don't think. Oh, you went nice.
I did little ladybugs. That's the only bug that I'm not afraid of. And then I have an S end.
Right. And you guys are the other
Because
best
you're
friends?
the best. Look at us.
It's perfect. Love it.
Sweet. I love it. So great. Thank you, Arianna. Thank you, love. A big thanks to Arianna. You can find out more about her blog, The Modern Day Girlfriend, on picklerandben.com.
We'll be right back. What a great time. Thank you to all our guests and, of course, all of you for watching.
And before we go, we want to announce our Pickler and Ben Overachiever Challenge.
We partner with Pilot Pen, maker of the G2 gel ink pen used by overachievers everywhere to find role models, game changers, and everyday heroes who go above and beyond to help others.
If you know of any overachiever in your community, send us their story and we could feature them on an upcoming show.
From our home to yours, have a blessed day. A blessed day. That's your line right there.
Guests of Pickler and Ben stay at the beautiful and iconic Gaylord Opryland Resort right here in Nashville.